Good afternoon. This is Judge Elisa Bettis presiding over the 210th District Court Criminal Docket for November 28, 2023. All matters being heard today are being heard in accordance with all orders regarding remote proceedings, as well as being streamed live via YouTube for public viewing. Mr. Marufo, will you call our next case, please?
Yes, Judge. And next, may we have George Roman?
Yes, sir. He's coming right out. Roman?
Good afternoon, Judge. This is the interpreter. May I ask who am I here for today?
Mr. Marufo.
Page 35, Mr. Dominguez, Jaime Dominguez.
She's also needed on this case as well, Mr.
Oh,
Roman.
okay.
I
Okay,
think Mr. Rubio also.
sounds good.
So on Mr. Roman, that 2023 case was dismissed, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I did discuss with defense as well.
Yes, Judge, and I think that was the reason for the probation hold.
Okay.
Will we be using the interpreter function today, Judge?
Yes.
Mr. Roman, George Luis Roman.
So Mr. Roman does need an interpreter?
Yes, Judge, he does.
Okay.
Interpretation is on, Judge.
I have selected English. Annex, I guess, needs to select Spanish.
Everybody else good?
Just let me know when we're ready.
Safe.
In cause number 2017-0D00480 and 2022-0D00512, State of Texas versus George Luis Roman. Announcement of counsel, please.
Motion teller take it for the state. The state is ready.
Chris Anchona on behalf of Mr. Roman, we are ready.
And for purposes of the record, Mr. Roman, although appearing remotely from the jail annex, he is also utilizing the assistance of a court interpreter, Ms. Lynette Garza. We are scheduled today on the two probation cases for bond hearings. Mentioning, are they no bond situations, Mr. Anchondo?
They are no bond situations, Judge, and then he had the bond on the 23 case, which has just been dismissed.
So the dismissed case was an assault, family violence. Let's see. I have well, you may proceed on your bond hearing.
Thank you, Judge. We were asking for a bond for Mr. Roman on the probation cases. The reason for his arrest or the bond, the probation cases being brought before you was because he was arrested on this new charge, the 2023 case that brought him before, but has since now been dismissed. So Judge, we're asking that he be allowed to return to probation to continue doing what he's been doing on probation, and with very strict instructions that I'll be giving him regarding the future relationship of his that he's partaken in.
Just so I'm not flipping around so much, Mr. Anchondo, when was he booked?
Judge, it looks like he was booked on September 6th of 23.
So that's what it's probably he tested. When did the 2023 dismissed family violence occur? Because he tested positive. He tested positive for cocaine on September 5th.
That's right, Judge. And that's the only other issue that the state intended to bring up during this. But so on September 29th, 2022, that's the, oh, I'm sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. My apologies to the court. I can pull up the offense stage. Sorry about that.
While she's looking that up, Mr. Anchondo, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just was trying to get a timetable, so please proceed.
No, Judge, that's fine. I would like to, I believe the new case, he was arrested on September 5th of 23, Judge. And so with regards to his probation, I do believe he was compliant. I'm not sure when this dirty UA came out.
It's September 5th.
So the date of offense is August 13th, 2023. That is the AFV that we dismissed. But the test came back after that, before the arrest. I guess while he was out on bond.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Anchondo, if you don't have anything else, then Ms. Ortega on the bond.
I mean, Your Honor, given that the new arrest was dismissed because of insufficient evidence to prosecute that, I believe the only part of the probation history beyond this new UA is just based on him picking up and being arrested for these new charges. My recommendation would be to modify his probation to no contact with CW.
Probation's recommendation is they're requesting a motion to adjudicate.
I believe that was based on the new case, Your Honor, and the state's not proceeding on the new case. We don't believe that there's sufficient evidence to prosecute him. I think it's the same CW, the same issues that have been happening, but the CW also has a record. And so it's because of that the state's having to then, look at the record for those AFVs. So I think it's a back and forth thing, and there's not sufficient evidence for us to proceed.
The recommendation is his arrest history, and I hear what you're saying, and I'm sure
It is extensive.
we'll take it further, but yeah. 2017, 2019, 22, 22. How often, who is here on the probation end of it? Carla, can you tell me, and I need you to select English, otherwise I won't be able to hear you. Can you tell me a little bit about that testing history?
Let me see, Your Honor. Besides what the probation officer's case summary states on that positive on September 5th, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, he was tested on 5/15/23, and that one was negative. And that's all I have.
How often is he supposed to be tested?
It's supposed to be random, Your Honor. Unfortunately, there is, prior to the one in May, I don't see any other UAs collected since like 2018. I don't see anything else collected, Your Honor, besides the 2018 and 2017, the year.
Judge, and he'd gladly be willing to test every month if the court wants him to do so.
I'm thinking we're going to do something more frequent. And I don't mean to get off your request for bond, but really it's not about a bond for me at this point. It's about what are we going to do with him on the probation.
I understand, Judge.
So I'm going to go ahead and release him to continue on probation with certain modifications. Number one, yes, the testing is going to be 2 times a month. We're going to get him screened through TAP. I know he has completed some of these conditions, but clearly something's not connecting. So screen for TAP, so that's, to address the drug usage. He's been in custody for a good amount of time. So whereas I would be inclined to say, give him a jail commitment, move on with modifications and see if we clean things up, because he's been in custody for so long, I'm not inclined to do that. So I am going to have does this case have, give me a second. I mean, it should have the no offensive contact, right, with the complainant, with the spouse.
It is, Your Honor, but it is repeated, and my understanding is it's on both ends.
I thought you had said like no contact. Are they living together?
I don't have information.
Right now, Judge, she's living with her mother And when he's released, we have it that he's going to be living with his brother out in San Eli.
And they have children, Mr. Anchondo? I may have missed that.
They do have children, yes.
So we already have the no offensive contact. Right, that's the condition, Carla, that we have on him right now.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'm not gonna set him up for failure there, because of the children. So just no offensive contact stays the same. We're just gonna look at the testing and that's it. We're gonna put him back on probation. So release, no bond conditions, to continue on probation with those modifications. What is your client, Mr. Anchondo, are you appointed?
I am, Judge.
Okay, so I am seeing here that his probation, oh, they're already at $25. Okay. So no help there. What I am going to do is a review in 60 days. So January probation review hearing, just to make sure that we haven't had with the holidays any issues. Mr. Roman, there are so many red flags here for the court, but things are kind of going your way in terms of cases are getting dismissed. But I do have a positive test for cocaine, so that's why we're going to address drug use. You're going to be scrutinized more closely for that reason. And if they find anything else for which you need treatment, you are going to be modified. But because they're not recommending any type of adjudication or anything else punitive, and because of the amount of time that you've already been in custody, I'm going to release you back to probation. But I am telling you right now, if you have any more arrests, I mean, I don't know how we're looking away, and I'm not going to delve too much into that, how we have so many issues here with respect to family violence. Looks like he completed BIP, right?
Yes,
believe
Your
so.
Honor,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Back to the no contact.
Mm-hmm.
On the last conditions of probation, the newest case he pled to in February of this year, the conditions state no contact with CW.
They're violating that, yeah. But I'm not sure. I don't know the nature of that relationship. I don't know if the state has some input there. I mean, it seems like or somebody tell me, is it unwanted contact? Is he harassing her? Is he, and if so, not sure why we're dismissing family violence cases, if he's out pursuing her. But if it's a mutual contact kind of thing and they're just getting crossways all the time, then I don't know how we set them up with no contact, because they clearly have contact with one another.
It's more of a mutual thing, Judge. In fact, in this case, I've talked with the complaining witness before, and I had her advised to speak with her counsel. She is represented by the public defender's office, and I know that she spoke with Mr. Huffman, and there was a whole thing about, because she was, she told me that she created these injuries, or this whole thing by herself in order to get him in trouble. And so there's this whole thing between them both, and they both know the system, and she knows how to get him in trouble. She knows he's on probation, which is why I'm going to be speaking with him about this no contact with her. And probably seeking something to set up with regards to the exchange of the kids, so that they're able to see the kids in that respect.
And Your Honor, if I may provide more clarity, that the decision to dismiss was not made lightly, but we do have the defendant, like Mr. Antondo said, has active cases. But in particular, what caught the state's attention on this one is that it was the defendant who called the police. And so he was the one who had said, and made the allegations about her potentially hurting herself. And because of that, and because of the evidence being insufficient, it's not that we don't believe that he's a danger to her. It's that in this particular case, there is not enough evidence to proceed.
Does he have any cases in Las Cruces? On the PSR, it shows that he's wanted in Las Cruces for a failure to appear. What is that about?
I don't know anything about that, Judge.
I will.
Give me a second, Mr. Anchul. I'm gonna see if I can find something.
I show the same warrant that the court shows, but it doesn't specify what types of charge, only that failure to appear.
Oh, it's old. Date of warrant 11/17/21. All right. All right, that's what we're doing. So going back to your concern, it is going to be no contact. No contact with the complainant. So what that means, Mr. Roman, is I don't know what the other person's situation is, but I know that you're under court order not to have any contact with this person. So if you have contact with her, you're violating your probation, period. And you've done it already. You've done it in the past. You're testing positive for cocaine. I don't know why we're not just adjudicating you, honestly. So 60 days. Carla, let's make sure that we're testing him every other week.
Yes, Your Honor.
Alrighty.
Thank you, Judge. May be excused.
You may. Have a good day.
You too.
Who's next?
Bottom of page 35, Judge. Jaime Dominguez, annex. May we have Jaime Dominguez?
Si ya la casa ya no sabía que no sabía nada.
Correct. Correct, Ms. Hudson.
Are we ready?
Yes. In cause number 2016-0D05494, State of Texas versus Jaime Dominguez. Announcement of council, please.
Good afternoon, David Vandenberg. On behalf of the state is ready.
I don't hear anybody.
Oh,
Please select English.
all right. You can hear me now, I think.
Yes, sir.
David Vandenberg, on behalf of the state is ready.
Rick Huffman, on behalf of Mr. Dominguez, we are ready.
And Mr. Dominguez is appearing remotely from the jail annex, utilizing the assistance of a court interpreter, Ms. Lynette Garza. I believe we were here. He was just basically a no-show, Mr. Huffman, for probation. Maybe he showed once. I think they corrected you on that. You were vehemently asking for some concession, and I believe the court was not in agreement. I thought we were at 6 months. Has something changed?
No, you're not on really on our side. I have researched it. The court does have the authority to modify his probation, either to straight or extend him, or even dismiss the motion to revoke. This is the only arrest he's ever had. He is a United States citizen, Judge, productive member of our community. He works in rebar, basically working on streets so he can find work. He is the main breadwinner in his household. And Judge, we're hoping the court might consider an alternative for those reasons. And like I said, Judge, this is a state jail. It's a very low level amount. It's about $10 worth of drugs. He's never been in trouble before. He's a United States citizen. We're hoping the court might consider something else, Judge.
Are you sure? I'm looking at his PSR. Is this, oh, let me see. Did I see something with respect to his identity? I have a PSR that has him with priors, prior DWI in 2003. If this is the same individual.
Judge, I'm not saying that that's wrong. I just don't have that information in my notes.
What's his date? What's his date of birth?
12/4/65.
Did the state run does the state have a wrap on him?
Yeah, we ran one just this past month, Your Honor. Make sure we were up to date. Mr. Huffman states that he's an American citizen, but he's also been charged with illegal entry and at least twice, Your Honor. He was given 15 months confinement, and this is in the year 1989.
I'm not sure if this is him. It has an alias
Yes, exactly.
and an alias DOB, but the primary name is Gerardo Acosta. And so if I am going off of this, it shows he was deported back in 2010.
In 1989 as well.
He pled guilty, alien admissibility, time served, BOP, illegal reentry, 12 months. This is in 2011.
I see probably 25 different aliases, Your Honor, that come from the feds, very different names. Different birth dates.
He's got over 100 days in, Mr. Huffman. The court has not changed its opinion about what to do with Mr. Dominguez. Certainly with the PSR that I have now, I would, let me see. Ms. Pineda, do we have any information from when he initially pled? Anything that would, in terms of identifiers, things that would be helpful in distinguishing whether or not this rap is really him? Like, did he show maybe at that time when he pled, and I don't know if the state would have it because we have so many different systems over time. There used to be a system that, I don't know if it was CJIS, that, they would have the rap sheets at the time. So if this would have been back in 2016 or 17, we might have something that was more, I don't know, it's either the same or it's more accurate and maybe does not have all of these offenses.
Let me check.
Mr. Vandenberg, are you able to access, or does your electronic file have an old rap sheet?
Judge, my client has informed my office multiple times that he was born here in El Paso.
Yeah, my concern is this PSR is not him. If I'm going with this PSR, Mr. Huffman, I'm at 6 months.
Yeah, I understand.
No doubt. But we've already reset this once. So somebody needs to be able to tell me if this is correct or not.
Well,
Your Honor,
Monday.
sorry. Okay, sorry, it's because I'm staring straight at the camera, but it's really my laptop, sorry. I have a pre-plea report from back in 2016 when it was when he pled. And I do have his date of, let me see, the date of birth is the 12/8/72. That's reflecting on that one.
12/8/72.
Yes, which was the other, I guess, the alias one as well. The criminal history on this one does include some federal stuff. Back in 2007, 2010. Illegal reentry is one of them.
Yeah.
And there's history from 1996, 2010, and 2003, like consists of the DWI and assault misdemeanor cases.
What is very strange, so for example, on the docket, his birthday is 12/4/65. But the primary date of birth is for, I mean, what the PSR is showing is that the primary name is Gerardo Acosta with a date of birth of 12/8/72. The alias is Jaime Dominguez, and the alias DOB is 12/4/65, and that's what's on the docket.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, and I recently ran a rap sheet as well, Your Honor, and that's the same information I have with
Yeah,
the alias names and stuff.
Mr. Huffman, unless you can tell me otherwise, I'm setting up for a contested revo, plea of true, 6 months.
Judge, and I will speak to my client this week, and I'll let the court know if
We're setting it in 2 weeks.
yes, Judge.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We have another case for Ms. Garza.
Yes, from the downtown jail, Judge, Rubio.
Thank you,
Nubia.
Mr. Dominguez. Mr. Acosta.
Yeah.
Who is it? Rubio?
Yes, on page 39, Judge. Nubia Rubio. In cause number 2023-0D05349, State of Texas versus Nubia Minerva Rubio. Announcement of council, please.
Ms. Ortega for the state is ready.
Rick Huffman on behalf of Miss Nubia, we are ready.
And Ms. Rubio is appearing remotely from the downtown jail. We are scheduled for a bond hearing. And she is utilizing the assistance of a court interpreter, Ms. Lynette Garza. Mr. Huffman, you may proceed on your bond hearing.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, this is a true third. My client was on PR bond. I'm a little unclear about the bond violations. I know it has to do with her interlock device, but I'm not sure what the specific allegations are on the PR bond violation. And I don't know where my notes are on this case. I know Miss Nubia has a young child at her house, and I know she's working. Can I go briefly question and answer, Judge?
You may.
Do you want to swear Miss Nubia in, Judge?
Ms. Rubio, raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that any testimony you provide will be the truth and the whole truth? Thank you very much. You can put your hand down. Before you get started, Mr. Huffman, the PR bond violation affidavit, it's multiple positive readings on her portable device. September 17th, 0.04, 0.01, BAC 017. These are different dates, October 22nd, 0.058, 0.064. She's been instructed to retest 3 or more times after 5 minutes of any violation and fails to follow directives. She was asked about the positive reading. She says she was drinking NyQuil. She got busy. That's why she didn't retest. Let me see. She thought she had COVID and was also using throat spray. She did provide proof that I guess she was sick, so she had gone into the hospital. She tested positive again after that illness, and she reported it to PR Bond. She went out to dinner the night before, was feeling sick, and she took an antibiotic. She was at Twin Peaks the night before. They told her, she was informed that she was at Twin Peaks the night before per her Lifesaver GPS. So less likely to be something other than something at Twin Peaks. She failed to retest. She denies consuming any alcohol. So that's the monitor.
Understood. May I proceed, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Now, good afternoon, Ms. Rubio. Ms. Rubio, do you live in El Paso?
Sí,
How long have you lived here in El Paso?
desde los 15 años.
Who do you live with?
Con mis hijos, ahorita con mis hijos.
How many children do you have?
Dos.
And where are they now? Who are they living?
Con mi mamá.
Okay. Do you also live with your mother?
No, vivo sola con mis hijos.
What's your address?
8655 Adriana Court.
Is that a house or an apartment?
Un apartamento.
Did you give us an apartment number?
Es 141.
Is that apartment still available?
Sí,
Okay. How old are your children?
4 y 7 años.
Are you employed?
Sí,
Where at?
en Clásico Restaurant. En el golf course.
What's your position there?
Mesera.
Going forward, Miss Rubio, you understand that you cannot drink alcohol while you're out on bond, right? Do you promise?
Sí,
Do you promise to comply with those conditions while you're out on bond for this case?
sí, lo prometo.
Do you still have the interlock device?
Sí, está en mi departamento.
And do you promise to appear at all future court hearings?
¿Cómo, perdón?
Do you promise to appear at our future court hearings?
Sí, lo prometo.
I've got nothing further, Your Honor.
Who's handling this one?
I am
Yes,
Your
sir.
Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
My only question for this defendant is, you were previously employed at a bar, correct?
No, hace muchos años, pero anteriormente no. Anteriormente, antes de este trabajo, trabajaba en otro restaurante.
Okay, and when you were arrested for a previous DWI back in 2018, you weren't working, you didn't tell officers that you were working at a bar?
No recuerdo, pero fue hace años que trabajé en un bar.
Okay, no questions, Your Honor.
Judge, just one, if I may, Your Honor, one more. Are you, Miss Rubio, are you a United States citizen?
Sí, Quisiera decirle algo al abogado, no sé si pueda.
No.
If it's something that is meant to just be heard by your attorney, then no. I think he said no.
Yeah,
Mr.
no.
Huffman, what else do you have?
Your Honor, I believe the current offer is a probation offer. We would respectfully ask the court to reduce the bond. I think the message has been received, and I do not think there will be any issues going forward, and we will work this case out either with a trial or through a probation plea. But we're
And I don't show a probation rec on this one.
I assume it's probation. It's
It's not.
it's a true third. She's got no other history. I don't, I assume it's going to be a probation rec.
It's not a probation rec because they're too close in time and previously there was an accident involved. So the DWI second, there was an accident involved.
What's the offer?
The offer is 3 TDC.
Excuse me, Judge. I guess I mistakenly assumed.
I hear you. I understand. I'm not inclined to reduce her bond. And that's really, Mr. Huffman, before, any discussion of, how this may be disposed of. I'm not comfortable with a lot of the excuses that she's giving. I think they're excuses that she's giving PR bond. She's over at Twin Peaks. She may not work there, but that isn't NyQuil. That's not a throat spray. She's having a party and she works on a golf course. Sorry, but there's a lot of fun happening there. And the problem is she's on PR bond for DWI third. Now I'm hearing that there's an accident. What was the BAC in this case? That's what I was trying to look up.
0.181, Your Honor. It's a welfare check on Ascarathin Geiger.
Yeah, no. We have our judges conference on December 5th. The bond request is denied.
Understood. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Who's next?
That was it for the interpreter, Judge. I'm gonna turn it off.
Ms. Garza, thank you very much.
Top of page 36, Judge. Annex, may we have Guerrero, Jesus Guerrero.
Yes, sir, it's coming right up.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Dunham. Are we ready?
Yes, Judge. In cause number 2022-0D02756, State of Texas versus Jesus Manuel Guerrero. Announcement of council, please.
Preston Munson for the state state's ready, Your Honor.
Todd Dunham and Mr. Jesus Guerrero, we're ready, Your Honor.
And we are scheduled for a bond hearing. Mr. Guerrero is appearing remotely from the jail annex. Mr. Dunham, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, Mr. Guerrero is on deferred adjudication in this court. He is a U.S. citizen and he does have a high school diploma. If we are requesting that he be released, he be given a set of bond on his deferred probation cases, Your Honor, and you set it in as a PR bond. We did speak with his family. He lives at 14744 Sonoma Breeze Court, El Paso, Texas. He would be living with his girlfriend, Leila Armendariz, and he also has two brothers who live here in one lives in Anthony, Texas, and I believe the other one lives here in El Paso. And he has a job working with Desert Metal, and I have a supervisor's name and phone number if that's necessary. I understand that the violation was that a family violence charge. It was in August, I believe. and that's still a pending case, but then he has a misdemeanor that I guess he picked up in custody or something. It looks like it was a jail fight, Your Honor. That one's been filed and it's pending in the misdemeanor court, Your Honor. But I don't see that on the violation notice. I see a family violence allegation.
I see.
So I don't know that.
I'm
I apologize, Your Honor.
The assault causing bodily injury is 2023 0C09167.
Let me double check that, I believe so. Yeah, 9167, Your Honor. And then I saw the violation notice. It references assault causes bodily injury, family violence. And I see a P file in the portal showing a pending family violence. So I'm not sure the status on that. Of course, I don't have the facts on that one yet.
Anything else?
But I think that that's the reason for his violation was a family violence arrest, Your Honor. And that was the only violation I see in the notice, unless Mr. Munson has additional information for me. We are requesting that the court set a bond PR for Mr. Aguero.
Okay. Mr. Munson?
As he's on deferred, he is entitled to a bond. Due to that, we believe the bond should be set at a reasonably high due to the defendant's actions as he's been on deferred probation. He has the assault family violence case. It's still pending in our intake. I'm sure it will be screened and we'll try to get it screened and filed if it's accepted as soon as possible. As well as he picked up a new assault that has been filed that was from the jail. In that case, he allegedly struck another inmate after the inmate had apparently been on the phone for too long. Him and another jail inmate both punched the CW in that case. Due to the defendant's actions, he's shown that he's has a history of violence due to the ag robbery that he's also on deferred probation for, as well.
What case is that?
That is 2022 0D02365.
This was not set today. There is a motion to set bond. Is that right?
It was not set. We didn't set it for both cases, Your Honor.
I see the motion. I don't see that it was, I mean, it's not on my docket today.
Oh, we did. Okay. I'm not sure what happened, Your Honor.
Or no, we need to have the settings on 2022 0D02365. What else does he have? Is that it?
That's all he has pending and that he's on probation for.
Well, that's a big, okay, so so the one that's on the docket is smuggling, but he also has an ag robbery. And let's be clear, in the case summary that I received from probation, he was wanting to go to New Mexico and they wouldn't take him because his sponsor has an active protective order against him. Yeah. His bond on each of these cases, meaning 2022 0D02752 and 2022 0D02365, is 100,000 on each case. I'm not, let me go back and look at the case summary just so I can see what the probation recommendation is. Screen for family violence caseload, refer to TAP, not even close. Not even close. Quite frankly, you've had an opportunity, Mr. Guerrero, since January to show that there's something workable here, but with an ag robbery and a smuggling and that behavior, I'm at revocation. I'm at adjudication. So, Mr. Munson, you need to file a motion.
Absolutely, Your Honor. We'll get that filed.
And we need to put him on a revo track. We're set for bond hearing. Oh, let me see. Were one of his new cases mine? Let me see. I don't think so.
I don't believe either of the new cases.
I believe the only new cases are misdemeanors, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Let's wrap things up. We'll come back in 60 days. I'm sorry. Yeah, 60 days. We can do January pre-revo. 30 days after that, he can either plead true or do a contested revo.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
May I be excused?
You may. Who's
Thank you.
next?
Page 37, Judge. Annex, may we have Willie Lozoya?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Vandenberg,
Yes, ma'am.
is there a dismissal forthcoming on cause number ending 4952?
Yes, Your Honor, there will be.
Then the plea paperwork need to reflect that it is not to run concurrent because all of the plea papers said that 4952 was going to be pled to.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Lozoya, is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's get started.
Cause number 2023-0D04952 and 2023-0D04092 and 2023-0D03242 and 2021-0D01623 and 2023-0D04953. State of Texas versus Josea Willie Lozoya. Announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state on all 5 causes.
Good afternoon, Judge Jesus Solis, on behalf of Mr. Lozoya, ready on all cases as well.
And Mr. Lozoya is appearing remotely from the jail annex. Did we receive consent, written consent from your client on all of these cases to conduct our plea remotely?
I don't recall, Judge, if we did it in writing or not.
Can you please look that up, counsel, and then also confirm that we have waivers of arraignment on all of the cases that he is pleading to?
I believe that you papers, Judge, consent.
Mr. Olivas, it's hard to hear you when you're turned around. You can't hear you.
I'm sorry, Judge. I do believe that we do have the arraignments on all, the waivers of the arraignment on all cases, the consent. I'm not sure, Judge, but for what it's worth, we'd be willing to go ahead and agree to go forward annually.
Your Honor, I sent the virtual plea waivers out with the other plea papers. So
Okay, so do we have all of those? They would be for 4092, 3242, 1623, and 4953.
Yes, Judge.
All of them? We have all of them?
Yeah,
You're talking about the consent?
yes, Judge, the 4953.
I'm checking on the waivers, Judge.
Okay. Yeah, I see the consent. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Lozoya,
Yes,
are you
ma'am.
ready to get started with your pleas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that any testimony you provide will be the truth and the whole truth?
So, yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. You can put your hand down. Mr. Lozoya, would you state your name and date of birth for the record?
Josiah Willie Lozoya, 10902.
Mr. Lozoya, I was mentioning while we were off the record, your consent, your written consent to conduct these pleas via Zoom, in other words, not in person. We're doing this remotely. I need to know whether or not you're in agreement to do that.
Yes, ma'am, that's fine.
Okay. So in order to get started with your plea, I'm going to be asking you about documents. There's one set per case, and that's every case except 49, case number ending 4952. Within each case, or for each case, there is a document marked as State's Exhibit number 1. Those are the plea papers for each case. Within that document, you're guaranteed certain rights been a long day. You're guaranteed certain rights, including the right to remain silent, the right to trial by jury, the right to counsel, the right to confront and cross-examine witnesses, and the right to call witnesses on your behalf and in your defense. Mr. Lozoya, do you recall reviewing State's Exhibit number 1 with your attorney in each of these cases and signing those documents?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within those documents?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Olivas, have you had more than 10 days to prepare defenses in each of these cases?
Yes, ma'am, we have.
And did you explain the plea papers to your client?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
2023 0D04953 has no waiver of arraignment.
Yeah, we do an oral waiver, Judge. Just like the old days.
See, I don't like to set these for pleas if you all don't have your documentation in.
That.
All right, Mr. Lozoya, with respect to cause number, does he have, he doesn't have a copy of the indictment to review, does he?
I don't think you do that at this point.
Mr. Lozoya, your documentation is incomplete. I'm going to reset you for 1 week.
Okay.
So the pleas will be reset 1 week.
Which is that particular case number, Judge, that you're missing the waiver on?
4953.
And I am here at the courthouse, just as you can tell, and I do
Yes.
have, the consents on all the cases.
That's fine. We can do it remotely, but I just need the waiver before we go forward with the plea.
Well, Judge, I wouldn't oppose going on an oral arraignment.
I'm telling you, we're resetting it for 1 week.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lozoya. Who's next?
Judge, top of page 38, let me see if Mr. Macias is there. Mr. Macias, are you there?
I believe this is also missing waivers of arraignment, right?
Correct.
Did we receive plea paperwork? Because I did not look any further than that.
No, Judge.
Judge,
Monday.
my case?
We were headed that way.
Judge.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Yes, Ms. Hernandez.
Got in.
It's a 4289 case that I haven't received the waiver on, and it's been reported to the Macias' office.
Judge, I have that waiver that I just got signed up at the annex, and they'll be faxing it, or I mean emailing it within the next half hour. But I just got a letter, and I just talked to my client, and she doesn't want to plea. She wants to go to trial.
When is she set for trial?
I have no idea. I was hoping to be able to do the plea today. I haven't looked much further than today.
Let me see.
On the 4289, it's set for April 19th, 2024, but that one was going to be dismissed as a condition, as a part of the plea. So.
Well, they should both be set at the same time. Okay, so let's get Ms. Nava, and what we'll do, Mr. Macias, we'll put the information on the record. Obviously, the final hearing plea deadline isn't until April. So
Right.
I won't hold you and your client to that if, as you work through the case, things change. But I just want it clear as to why this is not going forward today, okay?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
let's call him Mr. Marufo.
In cause number 2023 0D04289 and 2023 0D01752, State of Texas versus Adriana Nava. Announcement of council, please.
Caller take it for the state. State is ready.
Good afternoon, Judge Perez. Francisco F. Macias for Ms. Nava. Your Honor, I do need an interpreter I think, or maybe she understands enough English to be able to proceed. We need to ask her.
Ms. Nava, do you speak English?
No, es puro español.
Okay. Bueno, well, let's see if we can get an interpreter. We had one.
Yes, sir.
Judge,
Okay, let's go
we
to the
also
next.
have Roacho, I think,
Okay,
that we could handle while we look for an interpreter.
that's fine. Señora Nava, vamos a regresar a su caso mientras traemos un intérprete, okay?
Yes.
Okay. Annex, if we could please have Mr. Roacho, please.
Yeah.
We do have Roacho, Mr. Or
All right.
In cause number
Go ahead.
In cause number 2023 0D03199, State of Texas versus Arturo Isaac Roacho. Announcement of council, please.
Chantal Ortega for the state is ready.
Good afternoon, Judge Perez. Francisco F. Macias for Mr. Roacho. Mr. Roacho has asked me several times that he wants me to knock this down to a 44 something or to a misdemeanor. And I'd like him to hear from the prosecutor herself that either she intends to do this or doesn't intend to do this. And there's two ways to get rid of this case. He pleads or he goes to trial.
So we're set for a status conference today. Our jury trial is set for February 2nd. I'm sorry, Ms. Ortega, do we have a rec on this case?
Recommendation is state jail, Your Honor, and that's the state's only offer.
I'm sorry, it cut out. What was the offer?
I'm sorry, a 12-month state jail, and that is the state's only offer.
Okay. So we have a trial setting, Mr. Rocho. There is the offer from the state. The final judges conference is not until January, Mr. Macias. So I don't see any motions that require a hearing,
No.
and we have our trial setting, so.
Could you inquire, Your Honor, whether Mr. Roacho wants to accept the plea offer or if he wants to go to trial?
So, Mr. Rocho, the plea offer from the state was 12 months confinement in a state jail facility. We are scheduled today for a status conference. Mr. Macias, the court has its own final hearing plea deadline of January 30th. I will tell you, Mr. Rocho, that the state tends to give a deadline to their offer of the final judges conference, which is January 9th.
Okay, if I could say, Your Honor, I would go ahead and accept that offer, if that's okay with you guys, that's fine.
That's for you to discuss with your attorney, Mr. Macias. If if he's in agreement and you need plea paperwork, I'm sure Ms. Ortega will quickly get that to you and we can set it up for a plea.
Okay, yes, Your Honor. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms.
Okay.
You send me paperwork?
You already have it, Mr. Macias. Or you should. Because we had that before and I thought it had been accepted, but I know your client asked you to counter. So the state is not going to reduce the amount.
Okay, so there you have it, Mr. Rocho. The offer is 12 months. Your attorney has the paperwork. You can discuss it with your attorney. As your attorney said, you can accept that offer. I know that's what you're telling the court today. It doesn't mean anything to me until I have completed plea paperwork and we actually do your plea.
Yes,
so, Mr. Macias, you know the drill. If he's in fact going to plead, just send us back the completed paperwork and we'll set you for a plea.
Yes, Your Honor, I will. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, who's next?
Judge, we have the interpreter here. Annex, we have Ms. Nava back, Adriana Nava.
Go ahead. Oh, we need to set it up.
It's been started.
Buenas tardes.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Carnival.
In cause number 2023-0D04289 and 2023-0D01752, State of Texas versus Adriana Nava. Announcement of council, please.
Chantal Ortega for the state is ready.
I can't hear people, so that usually means you haven't selected English, or have I not selected?
Sorry about that. Me. Chantal Ortega for the state is ready.
Your Honor, can you hear me?
Mr. Macias, please select English.
Okay. Can you come over here and select English for me? ¿Cómo se hace selecting? Can you hear me now, Judge?
So on the interpreter function on the bottom of the screen, if you would please select English.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so Ms. Nava is appearing remotely from the jail annex and utilizing the assistance of a court interpreter, Ms. Gloria Noyola. We were set for plea hearings, but did not have plea paperwork. We are also missing waivers of arraignment. But I think I understood Mr. Macias, Ms. Nava, your attorney has indicated that you do not wish to plead in this case or in these cases. Is that correct?
Sí.
Okay. So in that case, we do have all of our settings that lead up to your jury trial in April. Your jury trial date is April 19th, 2024. Ms. Ortega, is there a rec at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. The state had offered to reduce to a robbery, which is a non-3G, to 3 TDC. Now that it's been declined, the state will extend it until March 19th, which is the final judges conference. After that, the recommendation will go up to 5 years.
Okay.
For the 3G.
And that's as to cause number 1752. Is that still including a dismissal on 4289?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so Ms. Nava, so you fully understand the state has agreed to keep the offer that they sent you the plea paperwork on 3 years TDC on a reduced robbery and the dismissal of the unauthorized use of a vehicle. That offer per the state is expiring on March 19th, which is the date of our final judges conference. For the court's purposes, all pleas are the plea deadline is April 16th. But we have you set for trial, so we'll see you at the next setting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor. I think that concludes.
Disculpe, una pregunta nomás. Entonces el cargo de manejar el vehículo, ¿ese ya está quitado?
It will not be dismissed unless there is a plea. That is the offer from the state. There are two cases. You have an aggravated robbery. The state is offering 3 years TDC confinement on that case to the reduced charge of robbery. Part of that agreement would include a dismissal of the unauthorized use of a vehicle. What you have informed us today is that you do not wish to plead to that today. But the state, the prosecutor is leaving that offer open until March 19th.
Okay. Muchas gracias. Que tenga buen día. Que Dios los bendiga.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Macias.
Thank you. May I be excused, Your Honor?
You may. Does
Yes.
anyone else need the interpreter?
Not to my knowledge, Judge.
Ms. Noyola, thank you very much.
Your Honor, we will
Who's
need the
next?
interpreter downtown. Your Honor.
Who's at the downtown jail that's just been waiting?
Page 38, Judge, middle of page 38. Rodriguez Tarin.
Your Honor, he indicates that he will need the interpreter.
Yeah.
All right,
Let me start it, Judge.
start the function. Ms. Noyola, thank you for not running out of here.
I apologize, Judge. That's my client. I didn't think we needed one, but thank you for
All right, go ahead.
In cause number 2023-0D01723, State of Texas versus Pedro Ivan Rodriguez Tarin. Announcement of council, please.
Preston Munson for the state. State is ready, Your Honor.
Rick Huffman on behalf of Mr. Rodriguez Tarin. We're ready.
And Mr. Rodriguez is appearing remotely from the downtown jail. We are set for a bond hearing today. Mr. Huffman, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, my client has been in custody for a while. There was a detainer. He was basically in custody in Van Horn, and I think that was for a possession of marijuana, some type of, I think it was PG2, but I'm not 100% on that. And it's my understanding that that case is resolved, but he was there for a few months, Judge, and he was had a detainer, so he had been in on this case as well. But he was extradited back here and has been in jail ever since. Mr. Rodriguez is a naturalized citizen, so he is a United States citizen. All of his family lives here in El Paso. He has a wife and one kid, a 7-year-old, who he does pay child support. He pays $350 a month. He owes a bunch of money because he's been in jail a few months. He is employed, at least employable. He has a lot of experience maintaining horses at the racetrack. He's also worked at the car wash, and he installs stereos and speakers. He's, I don't believe, ever been to prison, Your Honor. He's never been on probation, is my understanding. He has an address here in El Paso. He lives with his cousin at 225 North Mesa Hills, apartment 2428. I don't believe he is any type of flight risk, and this is a nonviolent offense. So I would argue that he's not a danger to the community. The only thing, Judge, is I'll stop there. Your Honor, through family and friends, he has raised approximately $1,000 to go towards a bond. So we would respectfully request a bond in an amount that he might be able to afford, which is roughly $10,000. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Wait, is that the extent of his ties to El Paso? Is his cousin?
No, Judge. His son, I'm sorry, his 7-year-old lives here in El Paso. His wife lives here in El Paso. They've separated, right? So he lives with his cousin. But yes, his whole family lives here in El Paso.
Okay. All right, Mr. Munson.
So this individual has a new pending indictment. It was indicted, I guess, a couple weeks ago. This occurred happened on the 18th day of January 2023. It's a collision involving serious bodily injury where the defendant was allegedly had an accident or a collision with his vehicle and caused serious bodily injury to a CW, and then proceeded to leave the scene of that crime. He had been in custody in Eastland County for a state jail possession of controlled substance, as well as the possession of marijuana under 2 ounces. Since basically this whole year, he's been either committing crimes or he's been incarcerated. I don't believe the bond should be reduced due to the defendant's history of either picking up new crimes, or I guess he picked up a new crime in Eastland, Texas, which I don't know if his bonds were, if he had a PR component to stay in the El Paso County. But due to his compliance, I believe the bond should remain at 100,000.
He's not booked yet on that new case, 2023-0D07596. It's a non-arrest case. So it's not here, so to speak. I agree. The bond is not going to be reduced. The reduction of the bond is denied. But we need to get the other case going because this one is set for trial in March. So he needs to get booked on the other case. I mean, he's been sitting there. How many days? Well, you know, almost 30 days. And he's not booked on that other case. So, Mr. Huffman, you need to get on that.
Judge, I don't know what I need to do, but I'll try to figure that out. But I'm hoping that the sheriffs can just execute the warrant. I mean,
Right. That's usually
I'll
what
call
they do at JMAG. They'll just bring him back down and mag him, book him
Okay.
on it so that he starts accumulating time on that as well.
I'll let my people from intake from the JMAG know, and we'll get that done.
You let your people know. All right. Anything else?
Nothing
No.
further from the state.
Nothing further from the defense.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
Downtown, okay, I hate to ask. Does anyone else need the interpreter?
No, I'm pretty sure we don't.
Get out of here while you can. All right. Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. Downtown, does downtown have anyone else? No?
No, that was the last one, Judge.
All right, who's next?
Towards the bottom of page 35, Judge. And next, we have Salvador Alarcón.
What?
In cause number 2023-0D05833, State of Texas versus Salvador Pierre Alarcón. Announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state. The state is ready.
Rick Hoffman on behalf of Mr. Alarcón, we're ready.
All right, we're set for a bond hearing, but I'm getting a notice. We do not have a waiver of arraignment. You're making my clerk very angry, Mr. Huffman. You may proceed on your bond hearing.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, my client is 37. He's 37 years old. He's a U.S. citizen. Judge, he currently lives at 3406 La Luz, that is in El Paso. He has 7 children who are dependent on him. He has full custody of those kids. There's no history of any CPS involvement either, Judge. He's a 2004, he graduated from El Paso High. He did 2 years of higher education. There are some mental health issues, Judge, that he is taking medication for. He does get medication outside of the jail, and so he is being treated outside of the jail. We're hoping that the court would allow him to continue that treatment outside of the jail. The conditions, the mental health conditions are fairly severe, Judge. He has schizophrenia, and bipolar. So I would argue that the jail facility is just not the appropriate place for him for this state jail offense. Yeah. He does, Judge, he promises to appear at court. This case is a state jail. It's a theft, a bag from Dillard's. That's the allegation. Okay. And the reason it's a state jail theft is because there are 2 allegations of 2 previous convictions for theft. But
Mr. Huffman, the criminal history, the paperclip doesn't hold the criminal history.
I know, but it's a bag. It's a bag from Dillard's, Judge. And we're hoping that, he's been in jail for about a month, a little over a month. We're hoping that the state might consider a possible probation offer.
He just got out of TDC, in 2020.
He's had a couple arrests, Judge. We do understand that. There's also an indecent assault that's pending. I've seen that video. That's a very tribal case. There's also an unfiled assault. And that case is unfiled. We've gotten a non-pros in that case. So I think that the most serious of the cases is this one. And like I said, Judge, it's a bag from Dillard's.
He had another theft with 2 priors in the 41st, same thing in the 205th. Going back to 2015. I mean, there's no lesson learning here, and I understand what you're telling me on the mental health end. So, has he ever received treatment through any of his cases? Because everything looks like, you know, he's given 1 day time served, probation revocation in 2008 for a DWI, assault 2005. That one was not guilty.
I don't know about prior treatment as far as from the courts, but the last few months before he was arrested, he was getting treated through EHN, and he was getting medications through them. I don't know if he's receiving medications in the jail, Judge.
Well, all right. The first state jail theft I see is in 2003, and here we are 20 years later, same. All right. He had five pages of a rap before he graduated from high school. I mean, I hear the mental health angle to it, Mr. Huffman. Mr. Vandenberg, what's your response?
I'm running down the same highway you are here, reading the facts again on this. There's Mr. Alicorn has good taste. He did take not 1 handbag, but 4. They were Michael Kors. 1 was black, 2 were red, 1 was white. He also has an extensive record, and as you pointed out, it starts in school. In school, disruption of class, disorderly conduct. We've got 3 of those. And then once he was out of school, he decided to become a bit more professional on this. He 2 cases of theft, $50 to $500. Driving while intoxicated in 2007. Another theft of property above, or rather less than $1,500 in 2008. And, AFE, 2 of those in 2008. Second DWI in 2010. That ended in a probation revocation in 2008. He has a PCS for marijuana between 5 and 50 pounds. That ended in a probation revocation. He has 4 probation revocations. 1 was an AFE, and he got 4 TDC on that, so he's enhanced already, Your Honor. And again, just going into more recent time, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 thefts of property. So he's a petty thief. He's plying his trade at Dillard's here, and he just won't stop. There's no indication that anything outside of confinement will stop him from violating the rights of the citizens of El Paso. So we do not agree to any reduction in bond, and he should absolutely remain in custody until this is resolved.
All right. Let me see. So he has 2 prior state jails, is that right? Let me see. Look at the indictment. Twice. So this is a 3rd degree?
Well,
yes. I'm sorry, no, it's a state jail felony.
And I don't think this case can get enhanced to a 3rd degree, being this type of theft, this type of offense. And that's my understanding. And I gave case law to Mr. Vandenberg. I think that's the case. So I think it's a state jail. I've got the annotation in front of me here.
That's fine. With respect to the request for bond, that is denied.
Thank you for considering.
Yes, sir. If you have more detail on some type of mental health treatment plan that might change any kind of anything, disposition or anything, because quite frankly, Mr. Huffman, I know we're just talking about the bond, but really this just looks like a time wreck to me. It's not my wreck to make, right? But I would encourage you to look at that mental health angle and see if he has received mental health treatment in the past, or were they just cycling him through on these cases, plea to time, reduce 1244A, 1244B, that kind of thing.
Understood.
Thank you. Okay, who's next?
Middle of page 36, Judge. Annex, may we have Hernandez, Roberto Hernandez?
Hernandez.
All right, go ahead.
In cause number 2021-0D02898, State of Texas versus Roberto Hernandez. Announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state is ready.
Rick Huffman on behalf of Mr. Hernandez, we're ready.
And Mr. Hernandez is appearing remotely. We are set for a bond hearing. Mr. Huffman, you may proceed.
Just one moment. Judge, Mr. Hernandez is in custody on this alleged probation violation. He was also arrested for an assault, alleged assault. The alleged complaining witness was his father. That case has been declined. Okay, so that case he's not being held on that. It's just the probation violation. He was only out. He'd been in jail the better part of all last year, and I think he had 415 days in jail on this probation case, and he was out. The court did allow him to get out, and he got out, and I think this may have been like a day or two after he got out, or a week after he got out. He had an argument with his father, and was rearrested. But like I said, Judge, that case has been declined. And Your Honor, I was going to pull up my notes here. Give me 1 second, if I may.
So he's at no bond right now, and yes.
Yes, Judge, I believe so.
Okay. The recommendation on the probation case summary is to modify him to order BIP so he can be placed in a domestic violence caseload because he's screened and qualified. Mr. Vandenberg, what's the state's position on the bond?
He should be under a reasonable bond for his detention, Your Honor. He has, again, a history of family violence, and he engaged in that shortly after he was released. Yeah, the charges were dropped, but the state has serious concerns that he will be back committing violence against his family members and perhaps other people in the public because of his record, Your Honor. So we would respectfully request that bond be reasonably set. Right now, according to this, it's about...
Mr. Hernandez, hold on a second. Weren't you in custody for a really long time before you got out?
Yes, Your Honor, 14 months about.
Right.
Yes. 414 days.
I feel like, Mr. Huffman, were you on that plea or was it another attorney?
We had gotten put on that case way late in the game, Judge.
Okay.
But I don't know if we pled true. And I was trying to think what we did. I don't know if the court modified him, or if the court just released him with the pending motion to revoke him. I didn't have.
Is this the one where we went back and forth a lot with Mr. Morales?
Yes.
And there was no agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Pineda, okay, so what's the state's position on the bond? High bond, is that what you're saying? Are we looking to, is there a motion filed? Wouldn't imagine. Are there any other violations other than the allegation that got declined?
Not that the state is aware of, Your Honor.
Ms. Pineda, can you tell me a little bit about that?
Your Honor, we The last hearing we had was on October 5th, 2023.
Uh-huh.
The motion. Sorry, I'm trying to check if the motion was going to be, the motion was to stay open and we were to have a review hearing in 3 months. Your Honor had ordered for Mr. Hernandez to be tested on a regular basis, minimum monthly basis, to be screened for substance abuse counseling and to enroll in family violence counseling upon being released. Unfortunately, the rearrest occurred 3 days after that hearing and he was released, and then that other arrest happened on October 8th, 2023, and he's been in custody since on a bench warrant.
So he has two, so we have one declined and then there's an additional one, is that right?
This one's the injury, elderly, disabled with intent bodily injury. I'm not sure if that's the one that's been declined, Your Honor.
Go back to
That's the one that was declined.
Because back on last year, 2022, he had an assault, which that one was dismissed. So let me just double check on the October one.
When I released him, it looks like October 5th. The motion to adjudicate shall remain open for 3 months.
Okay.
And then he picked up, like we said, within 3 days, an injury to an elderly, I'm assuming, but that was declined. Did you decline that, Mr. Vandenberg?
No, Your Honor. That up right now. It doesn't seem to be declined at all. It is still a P file at this time.
I'm not sure, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if Mr. Huffman's looking at the old assault, family violence.
I'm looking at the jailings. Under the jailings tab on Odyssey, it shows declined. That he's not booked on it. He doesn't have a bond on it because it's been declined. But I did not see a decline, an actual order or motion to decline. So maybe that's like a mistake on the Odyssey's part. But it does say declined.
The one I'm looking at is the offense date of October 8th.
It says case declined if you look at the booking there on that one, October 8th.
Okay, I don't see that on my portal.
Let me see. Decline on November 3rd. Open it. Decline reason number 1. That was on November 3rd, 2023 by Jennifer Vandenbosch. The date of incident is October 8th.
Okay, that would be the same.
Yeah, so that one's gone. What's reason number 1?
Yeah, I don't know what that is, Your Honor.
I'm not sure either, Judge.
I don't remember. Well, in any event, we don't have another case, but I still have a motion.
I understand, Your Honor. Are we at a bond hearing or at?
Yeah, we're at a bond hearing, but I'm trying to figure out what the issue is, why we're picking up. I get it, they're declined, but why are we picking up? Like I'm gonna go in and look at that complaint affidavit if I can find it. Is he drinking? What's going on?
Well, I think that may be an issue, Judge. But there was definitely no violence. I did speak to the dad. I think it was the dad was kind of scared, and I think a door got knocked down. But there was definitely no assault, and I think that's why the prosecutor declined it. But I think there is some mention of drinking in the complaint in the complaint.
Yeah.
There most definitely is.
Well, but if there is, why are you all declining cases like this? You know, he was punched in the head, allegedly. I get it was declined, Mr. Huffman. I'm not, I get that. But the allegation is, in that case, punched his 65-year-old father once with the right fist, hitting CW on the right side of his head. feeling pain. Officers made contact with the complainant who was standing outside of the listed apartment, arguing with his wife, the witness. Officer spoke with the complainant, stated that his son had just been released from the annex on October 5th and has had problems with defendant trying to make his own rules at the listed apartment. Complainant stated he and the defendant began arguing about the rules in the apartment, at which point the complainant stated he told the defendant he was going to call 911. Complainant stated defendant then punched the complainant with a balled right fist, making contact with the right side of complainant's lower neck ear area. He felt pain as a result. So basically, when I released him, we didn't have time to do anything because before we know it, there's an allegation that he punched his 65-year-old father in the head. So
Your Honor, it also states that the defendant was heavily intoxicated at the time, according to the observations of law enforcement.
so he's drinking? Not
Yes,
supposed to be
Your Honor.
drinking, right?
That's what the law enforcement says.
I need an updated VN to the state.
Okay.
Your request for bond, is he on deferred?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, his bond is $100,000. So we'll need an updated VN, and that means I'm gonna need an updated motion.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Huffman. We have a probation status hearing on December 12th. We'll see you then.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. All right, who's next?
Staying on page 36, Judge, towards the bottom. Annex, may we have Jackson's?
Is this one a bond? I don't think this was a bond hearing, is it?
Probation status.
All right. Judge, oh, I guess I'll wait for Mr. Jackson.
Did I get a, let me see, did I get a case summary on this one?
Your Honor, I apologize. No, that's the
Okay.
one I was supposed to submit.
Okay, let's call it, Mr. Murphy.
Because number 2018-0D02881 and 2018-0D03602, State of Texas versus Curtis Delmar Jackson's. Announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state. The state is ready.
Rick Huffman on behalf of Mr. Jackson, we're ready.
And the defendant is appearing remotely from the jail annex. We're set for probation status hearings on each of these cases. He was arrested on the motions to revoke. So what is the update? Ms. Pineda.
Your Honor, Mr. Jackson's case has expired. His probation was, he pled back on February 5th, 2019. It was a 2-year probation. So as of February 4th, 2021, his case did expire. The motion to adjudicate has been filed as of 8/15/19 with KPS, alleging failure to report and other non-compliance, to include he failed to work his community service. He never reported. And he's in custody on that KPS now, and
a DWI.
There's a DWI. However, I mean, it doesn't affect his probation case now.
So, okay, so we need a big number, right? So,
Your Honor, I'm sorry. There's another case, the ag robbery.
Right.
That one continues. That one is still active. The one that's expired is the possession, which was the state jail.
Okay.
And he continues on deferred on the ag robbery case through 2029.
No, I don't think so. He never reported, right?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. So on the state jail, we can do, that doesn't bug me. We can do 6 months. And what's his history?
Your Honor, he has probation revocation in 2014 for PCS on marijuana. Was convicted of PCS marijuana in 2016, misdemeanor. And the other ones, I think the court's aware of. The ag robbery, which was just mentioned, and this current PCS 2881.
Does the state have a recommendation? For
On the
revocation?
ag robbery in 3602, 10 TDC.
Sounds good to me. All right. 60 days, we'll see you at a pre-revo. 2 weeks after that, you're hearing 10 TDC. Sounds good.
Great.
Thank you.
Is that, Judge, are we setting it for a contested revo? I mean, I'd like a chance to put some mitigation stuff and.
Sure,
he hasn't been
I'm
in any
doing
trouble.
60 days for a pre-revo. Okay,
Okay. Understood. Thank you.
all right, thank you. Okay, is anyone left?
Yes,
We have
Judge.
one left.
Page 39, Judge. Next, may we have Williams, Denzel?
That's going to be Miss Ortega.
Yes. Thank you.
In cause number 2021 0D01771, State of Texas versus Denzel Bradley Williams. Announcement of council, please.
I'll take it for the state. The state is ready.
Rick Huffman on behalf of Mr. Williams, we're ready, Your Honor.
Purposes, I'm sorry, Mr. Williams is appearing remotely from the jail annex. We are set for a bond hearing and a pre-revo hearing. We've been here a few months back, I believe. Mr. Huffman, you may proceed.
Judge, we're respectfully requesting a PR bond, Your Honor. Mr. Williams has been in custody about 3 months. He's a 32-year-old honorably discharged veteran from the United States Army. Excuse me, Judge. He served in our country at Afghanistan and Kuwait for a number of deployments. Judge, he had been doing fairly well on his probation. I thought his probation, if I remember correctly, his probation officer at the last hearing was fairly complimentary of him. He had missed a couple reporting dates due to transportation issues, but I think that was resolved because he had stayed in contact with his probation officer through email. I don't think that is an alleged violation. Judge, he does have a 4-year-old daughter here in El Paso who he often sees, and that young girl is dependent on him. He is, or was, before he got arrested, working at Phoenix Trucking as a diesel mechanic and doing shipment delivery. He currently lives at 8501 Robert. That's in El Paso, Judge. He currently is still paying for rent and electricity and all of those things. So that is, he's basically running out of money, Your Honor, but he still has that place and it's still available to him. He also wants to go back to school to be a civil engineer. I think the last time we were here, Judge, the court had not, obviously the court's got concerns because he was arrested for a DWI along with an unlawful carry of a weapon. That case has since been filed. But without going into the details, I guess the highlights, it's a 0.11 blood draw. We're generally hoping that Mr. Williams could get another chance, Judge. He promises to do the things that he needs to do on probation, and we're hoping that he gets another opportunity. I think that's all I got, Judge.
Mr. Ortega?
Your Honor, the state is going to recommend this defendant for TDC. I understand what Mr. Huffman said is that he was under the impression that, Mr. Williams was doing well on probation, but I'm showing So we had a restitution amount of, I think, $250, if I'm not mistaken, or it may have been $350. But that was not paid. So, I mean, he didn't make it very long on probation before he picked up this DWI. He failed to report from June to August, which we believe the court addressed at the last time. And I don't want to belabor the point, but even given the mitigating evidence that he, is a veteran and he has a 4-year-old, this defendant couldn't comply with the simplest of conditions. So taking into consideration, the state's going to recommend 3 TDC for this defendant on the charges. The revocation or the motion is going to be filed. I believe it's already been sent to the court this afternoon, or it will be sent to the court shortly. But we just ask that you would consider that this defendant, couldn't comply with the simplest of conditions, but for picking up new charges.
So what I'm seeing on the case summary, Mr. Huffman, it's the same thing, TAP assessment, he doesn't go, he missed several sessions after he was warned. He's dropped from the program back in 2022, non-attendance. Another appointment, April 2023, missed the appointment. He called to reschedule. He missed the rescheduled appointment. He failed to report then. So it's just kind of, and then he picks up new offenses. And it's not lost on the court that he's on probation for an ag assault with a deadly weapon, and he's got an unlawful carrying. And he's drinking and driving. This is not compliance in any way. Frankly, I'm at 2 TDC on both of these cases. There is still, I think the motion is forthcoming, but the recommendation from probation is the same before. Substance abuse caseload. No. Sorry.
Mr. Williams, I think we got to talk to the probation officer and get some more details. Let me come see you before our next hearing.
We don't have a next hearing. His bond is going to be $50,000 on each of these cases, or on this case, because you requested a bond, and so he's entitled to a bond. 50,000 cash surety. I'm going to reset you for 2 weeks for a pre-revocation hearing. Think about 2 TDC.
What exactly does, excuse me if I may, Your Honor, what exactly does 2 TDC mean?
2 years in prison, we revoke your probation, you get credit for time served. I'll let your attorney talk to you about that, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
And Judge, I think we're going to need to speak to the probation officer and get some more details on, because I thought he was doing pretty well on probation. I think that the probation officer would agree. So, I need to talk to her. And
Okay, we can ask Ms. Pineda to have the officer cover, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
I'll call you, Mr. Williams. I'll give you a call.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.